Hi everyone. Right, well, it's a Saturday morning. It's a drizzly rain. It's very cold, but I've got a good few hours in the garden before the grandchildren arrive. So I thought, right, what will I do? So I've been working for about an hour in the garage, clearing my section up. And then all the rubbish that I've piled out the garage is now at the top of the drive. Um, and to tell you the truth, when I looked out at the mess, I just didn't know where to begin. So I'm sort of working into different areas of general mess and tidying them up. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and I'm going to show you very quickly around the different areas of chaos that I'm going to tackle this morning. So I hope you enjoy. Come and I'll show you. Right, so I wish I had started the video an hour ago, but I didn't. So this is my area of the garage. So it still might look a bit messy, but I've tidied the shelves up, so at least I know what I've got. These pots in here are clean. There are lots of plant supports and everything sort of slotted in there because it's still and some new plant supports there that I've bought. It's still a bit early to stick them out. I've got some trellis there, some new tubs that I want to plant out. I've got some nice ceramic ornaments there, but we keep getting these terrible cold snaps, so I don't want to put them out in case they crack. So all the rubbish that was sort of spilling out here, I have now dumped at the top of the drive, and those pots over there are full of all the plants that I dug out of the bit of garden down there where we've put my new greenhouse. So I want to clear that area because it's full of leaves, see what I've got. I'm going to sit on that chair and wash all these pots and leave them to dry. And then in this little back courtyard, so don't be put off by the mess. All you have to do is click on the links that I'll put in the description box below to show you how beautiful this little courtyard is. But you can see we've got piles of leaves. I don't know where they come from. I mean, I keep cleaning all the leaves up from, autumn. The trees are completely bare, so I don't know where these leaves come from, but you can see I've got pots of daffodils and all sorts of bulbs, pots of foxgloves, more bulbs. I've got hydrangea there, which is starting to bud. So I want to clear this area out as well. And this won't take long. It looks a mess, but it's like a 10-minute job, that. So this is the area I want to clear today. So this isn't looking too bad. That's my big planter there, and that's got a climbing rose up the back. Those plants are nice and neat. And this is my Covent Garden style cart where I put all the plants that need to be planted out in the garden. Right, so I'm going to set the tripod up, I'm going to sit and I'm going to wash all of these pots first. And over here, loads of sludgy leaves and all sorts. But everything I dug out of that part of the garden has been just sheltering behind the car here from the extreme winds. And, I've got everything's coming up. So I'm very excited about this mess. Right, so these are all my washed pots. And I'll just leave them in the garage on the floor overnight. They'll dry off, and then I'll stack them, and I'll either pop them onto my shelves there, or I'll put them on the shelves under the benches in my greenhouse. Right, so that's taken me about 3 hours. I have got a nice smart black cover that I put on the rotor start there, but I can't find it. So I'll just show you where we're up to. And this really is just step one in the spring cleaning the garden sort of project. If you had time or the inclination, you might want to sort of pressure wash your paving the next day. So it serves two purposes: a spring clean this time of year, so it gets rid of all the dead leaves and bugs and everything out of all the nooks and crannies, but just as important, it sort of reminds me what plants I've got and what stage they are at. So these are bulbs coming up here. If we come over here, I've got bulbs coming up in amongst these ferns. I say my little daffs. I've found two lovely pots of pulmonaria, which I split a large patch of pulmonaria last year. These like the shade. And you might think, oh, it still looks awful. Well, it does, because things are just breaking their dormancy. But it's surprising how quickly everything starts to grow. So maybe, I don't know, another month and the ferns will start coming up, and if you look back through my other videos, you'll see how I love to dress this area. And it's nice to look back at it at this stage and then look at it in spring and then summer. It's unrecognizable when all these beautiful acers come out. And I've got tons and tons of pots of bulbs in the in both greenhouses, so they'll have to come round and I'll address the front of the garage. Again, I'll put links to all the videos in the description box, and you'll see what it looks like throughout the year. So I brought these round from the back of the greenhouse the other day. They're little labels being washed off a long time ago. And the next step will be I will come out and I will de-weed all of these pots. I'm hoping that some of these, like that one, is a hosta. I don't know. I'm waiting for my hostas to put their heads up because I want to split them this year. I'll make a video out on that. These ferns are already starting to come out. And I've just noticed in here, this is a little, well, quite a beautiful big climbing rose that I transplanted last year, and it's going to grow all the way up here. So that's coming out. And then I've already whizzed along this fence both sides and painted it this year, and I did this border the other day, so that's all ready for spring. You'll notice that this chimney, I moved this out. I was going to put this at the front of the gate for the scrap metal man to come and pick up because it's all rusted off its base. So I thought, oh, I'll use the base as a plant stand, and I'll chuck this away. But actually, I think I'll just pop it in like one of the borders and that. I think it'll look really bonny. And then all the plants down here, I've sort of got rid of the worst of the foliage and that, but I'll go in one by one, getting the pots out. See, there's a lovely pot of London Pride, a lovely little pot of daffodils there. My husband's car makes a wonderful plant stand. That's a weed, but that is for another day. I'll put that there. And a few more weeks and this area will be dressed. It'll be full of spring bulbs. I've got some new white plants to go in my white garden. Lovely hellebore there. And you might think, particularly on a day like today when it's cold and it's wet and you work really hard and it still looks like this, a bit sort of full of pots with earth in, and you don't know what you've got, and the paving looks a bit scruffy. But I learned from my sister Shirley that just little and often, even if you could only spend half an hour and do one tub, it's a head start for the next time you come out into the garden. And I used to watch her do her garden and I think, oh, why do you bother this time of year? But then the next time I went round, it had rained, the paving was nice and clean, and her garden had really come on. And I thought, you know, if she hadn't cleaned that all up, it wouldn't look anywhere near as beautiful as it does. So even though sometimes I can't be bothered, I just always think, what would Shirley do? And I just persevere, and it really does pay off. So that's it for today. I'm really pleased with what I've got done, and I'm going to go in now and have a nice cup of tea and some lunch. So I hope it's inspired you to just get out in your garden, even if it's just to walk around and have a look and see what's coming up, and maybe make a little to-do list. I love them. So thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.